We're live. Yeah. Let me check. Yes, we are. Hello, Empower You Tribe, and welcome to the August live group clearing. And this time we'll be focusing on our stuff around relationships. It's the same stuff that pretty much trips us in other areas of our lives. It's feeling unsafe, insecure, afraid of not receiving love. It's the same basic thinking patterns, thinking processes that get us into trouble in other areas of our life. And hi, Leslie. Nice to see you here. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is just flowing beautifully for you. So we'll be focusing on relationships, and by relationships, this doesn't need to be a romantic relationship. We have relationships with everything in our lives and everyone, pretty much. From our romantic partners, sure, family members, pets, friends, colleagues, with your home, with your car. Hi, Judy, too. We have relationships with everything that we encounter and everyone that we encounter also in our lives, because our energy systems are always communicating, always connecting and disconnecting. It's a beautiful dance of energy between us and everything and everyone that crosses our paths. So we're going to go deep on this one, but in a slightly different way, because I was reviewing the comments from my previous two posts, the ones that I asked you, what was your intention, what did you want to clear, and what did you want to have happen inside of you instead? And the answers are as different as the people who wrote it, so wrote them. And hi, Jennifer, too. Nice to see you all here. We are different people, and these types of insecurities, of fears of not feeling safe around other people, of feeling that somehow they can influence our well-being, our security, or just withdraw love from us and we will suffer because of what someone else did. It all portrays and it all is displayed in different ways in different people's lives, of course. So I'm going to just open the clearing to be as broad and all-encompassing as possible, and I'm going to ask you to focus on just one specific thing or pattern or relationship issue that you want to clear. This will be, the replay will be available for you for whenever and wherever you want to see it again. So just for each time that you see it, or at least for today, focus on just one thing, because that's the one that we're going to go deep and just clear the layers of limited thinking that are causing you to feel that way and to have that outward manifestation. So we're going to get started. Before I start, just wanted to say that the purpose of this clearing is going to be twofold. First, we're going to focus on clearing the thinking patterns of your worst case scenario. So if you have a problem with something, it's because you think, or someone, that somehow that will affect your life, and you already have a worst case of what might happen regarding that. On this part of the clearing, we want you to get to as neutral a state as possible. It's neutral is not the same as indifferent. It's neutral more on the lines of, there's an apple there. You don't have an emotional reaction to an apple. If you do, choose something else. But if you see an apple, yeah, it's an apple. You're not indifferent to the apple, but you don't really have an emotional reaction to the apple. So that's neutral. That's where we want to get you toward your worst case now scenario. We want you to get as close to neutral as possible. Then on the second part, we're going to focus on what you want to experience instead and align you with that. But before aligning you with that, if possible, get you also to neutral on that best possible scenario. Because if we have something that we really want to have happen, it creates also a neediness, a pulling sensation. And if that doesn't happen, we're always afraid we'll suffer if that best case scenario won't happen. So there's a grasping for it that pretty much keeps it at bay. So we're going to also get you to neutral as possible, at least in that. And then just allow your energy to just flow in alignment with what is that you want. So without further ado, and thank you for the comments. Thank you, Leslie. Let's get started. I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, and if you can't close your eyes, just follow the clearing anyway. But if you can, close your eyes and just take a deep breath in and breathe out. That's a cleansing breath. And now just bring your attention back to you from all your to-dos, all the people that you were thinking of, all the things that were on your mind. I'll have to do this, I'll have to pay attention to that, I have to keep my kids in check, I have to watch my dog, whatever. Just bring your energy back to you, because we want all of you to be as focused here as possible in the here and now. And now breathe that energy in, and as you breathe it out, just imagine it expanding throughout your body. And breathe your energy in again, and breathe it out and expand it throughout your body. And just one more time, breathe your energy in, and as you breathe out, just expand it throughout your body. Okay, now focus at your root chakra, which is at the base of your spine, and just imagine that you have a beam of light that's expanding from your root chakra, meaning from the base of your spine, and it's connecting all the way down to the center of the earth. This is your grounding cord. That will help you just release that old stuff, that old energy, straight to the earth's core, so that it can then be transmuted and come back to support life again on our planet. And now just intend that your grounding cord, and just imagine this, or just set an intention to follow what I'm saying. Intend that your grounding cord is growing wider and wider until it's as wide as your body, shoulder width, let's put it like that. Now let's connect you from above and below. So first, take a deep breath in through the soles of your feet. You're pulling energy from the center of the earth, which is one of your chakras too. And as you breathe in, move it up, that breath through, and that energy through your body. And when you exhale, exhale through the top of your head, sending a beam of light up into the universe. So to your higher dimensions of self. So once again, breathe in through the soles of your feet, move that breath up your body, the energy, and when you exhale, exhale through the top of your head and send that energy to outer space, to the center of the universe, to your higher dimensions. Just one more time, breathe in through the soles of your feet, bring that breath and that energy up through your body, and as you breathe out, just imagine that that energy is moving out of the top of your head, connecting to your higher dimensions. And you have a flow coming from the earth now that's supporting and grounding you. And now let's bring the energy from your higher dimensions of self too. So I'm going to ask you to imagine that you're breathing in through the top of your head, and you bring that breath and that energy down through your body. And when you exhale, exhale through the soles of your feet and send that beam of energy to the earth's core. You're creating a circuit here. So breathe in again through the top of your head, bring that breath down through your body, and as you exhale, send it out through the soles of your feet to the center of the earth. And just one more time, breathe in through the top of your head, move that breath and that energy down through your body, and as you exhale, send it out through the bottom of your feet to the center of the earth. Now let's mix that energy, let's combine it. So focus at your heart chakra, the center of your chest, and just imagine that you have a sphere of energy there. And just breathe in into that sphere, and when you breathe out, just ask it, imagine it, intend it to be as big as your body. And don't worry if you think it's too big, it can be a lot bigger than that in an instant. Now breathe in again to your heart chakra, mixing in the earth and higher dimensions energy, and then as you breathe out, just expand it to be as big as the room that you're in. And breathe in again through your heart chakra, and breathe out and expand it to be as big as the building that you're in. And if you can't imagine or visualize it, just set the intention for your energy to do that. Intention moves energy. So breathe in again, or through your heart chakra, and breathe out as big as the city that you're in. Breathe in again to that sphere of energy, and now breathe out and make that sphere as big as the state that you're in. And breathe in again through your heart chakra, and as you breathe out, make that sphere as big as your country. Breathe in again. When you breathe out this time, it's going to be as big as the continent that you are in. Now breathe in again. And when you breathe out, you're as big as the earth. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger this time. So breathe in again. And as you breathe out, you're as big as our solar system. Continue to breathe. Breathe in through your heart chakra. And when you breathe out, imagine that you're as big as our galaxy, that sphere of energy around you, as big as our galaxy. And breathe in again. And when you breathe out, just imagine it's as big as our universe. So let's put it this way. It's a lot bigger than your problems. A lot. They don't stand a chance. So now I'm going to ask you to focus on what it is that you set as an intention to clear, the pattern that you wanted to clear. You can see the relationship, the person, anything that you decided that this is what I want to work on. Remember that. Again, bring that to your awareness. And before we start the clearing, let's strengthen your center, your energetic core, to receive all that energy, all that light of your being that you are, that expanded. So there's a lot of light flowing through to and through you. So let's strengthen your energetic core, your midline, to be as strong as 100% and going up, all the way up to infinite possibilities for you to just process all that energy, all that light, and all this change just in an easy way. So strengthen that to all the way up to 100% and infinite possibilities. Okay, so going back, you have a certain situation or a certain relationship, something that you want to work on. What's your worst case for that thing that's bothering you? What's your worst case for that person, for what they can do to you, what you can do to them, whatever the specifics of your situation is? What's the worst that can come to you because of that? And I want you to really go for the worst here, because I put this, it's our thinking that creates our experiences. So if we are resisting something, if we are pushing something away, if we are afraid of something, the only thing that we're resisting, pushing away, and afraid of is a projection that we are making in our own thoughts. And many times when those thoughts actually come to the surface, we become aware of what they are. They kind of lose their power. It just goes like a balloon, kind of losing its air. So I want you to really go deep into what's the worst case here. And imagine that you already have it. What is it about that worst case that bothers you? So it might be that you feel that someone will leave you, that you'll always be alone, you don't want to be alone, you don't want to feel rejected. Whatever it is for you about the situation, you feel that someone can harm you in some way, they can take something away from you, whatever it is for you. What bothers you about that worst case situation? And you don't have to share it, but think about it. And now again, you have an answer of what bothers you. Ask again, I'm going to ask you again, what bothers you about that? So imagine, they'll leave me. So I'll be alone and I'll suffer. Okay, so what bothers you about that? I don't like to suffer, I don't like pain, I'll feel rejected, that I'm not good enough. That might be an example. So we're going to the deeper layers of thinking there. And I imagine that you already have something. It's not something that you need to think about, it's something that will come to you. And again, what bothers you about that last response that you got? And we'll just do this one more time, but if you want, later on, you can continue. What bothers you about that? So imagining that will mean that I'm not good enough. What bothers me about that? Well, if I'm not good enough, I won't have anyone to love me, I'll be alone, I'll be a failure in this life. Just an example of how these things can go. So what bothers you about that last thing? What will it mean for your life? Or for yourself? And we're going to be working on this last thing that you identified. So I'm going to ask you now to rate from a 1 to a 10. How high is the intensity of what you're feeling right now? A 1 means, yeah, it's pretty light, almost nothing. A 10 is I'm still really struggling with this. So from a 1 to a 10, what's the intensity of what you're feeling right now? Now I'm going to ask you to just scan your body and see where those sensations, where those feelings show up in you. And Julie, I'm just going to ask you, it's a 2 now. Was it higher when we started this clearing? Because a 2 is pretty good already. It's just a little sweeping on the surface and it's gone. So continuing, just focus on your body where you are still feeling those sensations. Okay. And let's just start the clearing. I want just to focus on those sensations, but don't try to eliminate them. Don't try to do anything. Just try to relax that part of your body. Okay, thank you. Relax that part of your body as much as you can. And let's start. So let's start by letting the emotional roller coaster that you have around that situation, around those underlying thoughts that are causing you to have that outward reaction or that outward experience with the person or the people that you are in relationship with. So delete all of the emotions of insecurity, the fear, the mistrust, the distrust, the disappointment. Just delete all of those emotions that come from previous experiences where you are almost, it's not repeating the past, but you are resisting repeating some experience again. So you've suffered in the past, so now you're kind of projecting that the same thing will happen this time, and you're pushing against it. So let's delete that resistance. Let's delete that fear of history repeating itself. Let's delete all the underlying thinking patterns that cause you to experience that the first time, and kind of replay it again so that you can, well, we replay things so that we can finally solve them. So let's delete all of those patterns, thinking patterns that caused that situation to come into your life, all the way down to 0 and to minus negative infinity, and across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Let's also delete all the identity that you have that's associated with that experience. It might be caused by your memories. Again, so memories are thoughts too, that we keep bringing back anytime that we remember something. It might be caused by memories, it might be caused by roles, it might be caused by imprints, the I should do this, I shouldn't do that, you can't be like this, you must be like that, the polarized shoulds, shouldn't, cans, can't, will, won't, always, never, all of those imprints. Let's delete them also, all the way down to 0 and to minus negative infinity. All that's at the root cause of your thinking pattern that's causing this to appear in your reality and make you feel the fear, the resistance to what you discovered in the inquiry process. Let's delete all of that too. Let's also delete the roles that you play that may be underneath also that process of thinking, that as a daughter, as a mother, as a father, as a son, as a husband, as a wife, as a co-worker, as a friend, you again should act a certain way, you have to, whatever, all that's role related. Let's also delete that crap. All of it. You are free to be you. It doesn't matter who you are in a relationship with: sons, daughters, husbands, wives, parents, colleagues, bosses, whoever. You just need to be you. Purely you. So everything that comes from roles, from what society says that you should be this way, you should behave that way, if you're in this position, this is your set of rules, so your set of straitjackets for you to look nice and pretty and conform with everything else. Delete all that bullshit. Delete all of those imprints, all of those blueprints, all the beliefs, all the points of view that you accepted that came from the outside, that limit your self-expression, that limit the unique creature that you are. This is said with love. That limit your creativity, that limit your uniqueness, really. Let's delete all of those imprints, points of views, roles that you kind of accepted, even not knowing that you're accepting them, because you accepted to live in society and behave the way that people expect you to. Delete all of those meanings from you, all of those images, all of those even broadcast messages that come out of you and that come out of other people and that you accept. Delete all of that information, all of those pictures, all of those sounds from your body, from your organs, from your systems, your tissues, from your cells, from your cellular memory, from your DNA, from every space, even in between your quantum particles. I just delete all of those influences, all of those points of view, all of that information, all of its meanings, all of its influences on you, and all of its connections to anything else in your life. Just delete it all the way down to 0 and to minus negative infinity, and across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. So it's almost like releasing a shell. You're taking off a really, really heavy coat. Just, yep, off it goes to your score, just to be transmuted back into lightness, fun, joy, love. the energies that create pretty much life. So let's do that. Okay, and now let's also delete all the influences that come from the place where you live, the society where you are. So the city, every city has its unique frequency, its unique set of customs, of habits, of rules, almost ways of doing things that you kind of never were taught openly, but you learned all of those rules also. So let's delete all the influences from your environment that are contributing also to that issue that you want to shift in yourself, to change. Let's delete all of their influences on you, all of the sounds, all of the pictures, all of the thoughts that are associated with it. Just delete all of their influence in you, all the way down to zero and to minus negative infinity. And let's delete also the negative projections that you feel from people around you, from even maybe not even people who are physically around you, but from media, from society in general, from the collective consciousness, and that makes you also fear and project negatively yourself. So let's delete all of those negative projections to all the way down to zero and to minus negative infinity. Just every time that you see yourself worrying, which is projecting negative things into the future, just realize, and you'll realize this when you're feeling worried. Okay, this is me using my creative power of thought to create horror movies that are not true and are just scaring me. There's something wrong with this picture. So you are using the power of creation, which is the power of thought, just to imagine things that have no basis in reality and are just scaring you, pretty much. You are using your thoughts to scare yourself. Stop it. Just put like that, because you can focus your thoughts in the direction of what you want. And if you're thinking, yeah, but looking from my past, the way that this is going, yeah, I have cause, I have reason to worry. We create in each second. You probably heard this from many people, that the present moment is our only moment of power. And the trouble with this kind of continuity is that it isn't real. There's no continuity per se, but we kind of fetch the same thoughts that we had yesterday and we keep them today. And we will probably keep them tomorrow and the day afterwards. So yes, if we maintain the same level of thinking, the same types of thoughts that we've had in the past, we are creating continuity. So yes, probably it's an accurate projection that if you don't change it, it will manifest that way in the future. But every moment is a moment for you to just drop those patterns of thinking and have a new, different direction. Think something new. And that something new completely changes your way of feeling and your outer reality in, at most, weeks. So really, our present moment is our moment of power, and it's your thought that can shift everything. So you don't, every time that you worry about something, you can quite honestly tell yourself, I'm just using my imagination to create a terror film, a horror film, and scare myself, because it has no basis in reality. I can change my thinking right now and just have a completely different outcome come to me. So might as well just start fantasizing positively instead of negatively right now, right? Just let me know if this makes sense to you. Okay, so continuing. What else comes up? Okay, so let's delete the old ways of thinking, of responding, of reacting that you learned from your family, from your parents, from the people who took care of you, from your ancestry line. Everything that was passed down through your ancestry line, genetically and behaviorally. Let's delete all of that baggage, all of those ways of thinking, all of those ways of interpreting the world around you. Delete it all the way down to zero into minus negative infinity. And delete all of the influences that thinking has had on your ancestry line. So let's push the deletion all the way up and delete them from your from your descendants too, if you have descendants, so that they can be free to make new choices in the moment, being guided by their own inner wisdom. So let's delete all the influences that keep you just replaying old movies, old stories, old ways of being that you learned from your ancestry line. Delete it all the way down to zero into minus negative infinity and across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Okay. And delete also any and all influences from other lifetimes, from other incarnations of you that are running around doing their own thing, from past incarnations, parallel even incarnations, future incarnations. Let's delete all of their influences on you all the way down to zero into minus negative infinity, and again across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. You are your own center of power and in the here and now. Everyone else can do whatever it is that they want to do. It's all good. So now check your body again and see how you're feeling. And again, let's strengthen your midline again. Let's strengthen your energetic core to 100% and infinite potential, so that it can bring in all the light that is available to you, always flowing to and through you, to help shift all of these patterns just clearly, cleanly, and immediately. I'm going to ask you to focus on your intention, on your desired intention, so your best possible outcome for something. And when I say your best possible outcome for something, this time I mean an outward outcome. What's the best possible outcome for your situation, your desire? I'm feeling the energy tug already. So, okay, that's uncomfortable. So let's delete the attachment that you have to that positive outcome, to the neediness, the grasping, the I need this is what will make me happy. If I don't have it, I won't be happy. Let's delete that type of grasping energy of you not being happy if that doesn't happen, of you having failed somehow if that doesn't happen, of you not being safe if that doesn't happen. All of your I need this, otherwise, let's delete all of that attachment from you, all the cords that you are throwing in the direction of that desired outcome. Just delete all of that imbalance in your energy, all of the thoughts that are associated with that you need that to come true, otherwise you won't be happy or won't be enough or won't be safe. Just delete all of that information from you, from your body, from your organs, from your tissues, from your systems, from your cells. Another one, otherwise you won't be complete. Okay, that too. Just delete all the underlying layers of thinking, of experience, of physical trauma energies that are stored in your body. Just delete all of that information, all of their meanings, all of the judgments that you have associated with having that and not having that. Delete all of that information from you all the way down to zero into minus negative infinity and across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Okay, let's repeat that deletion one more time so that you can come to a more neutral place, still aiming for that because that's what you want to experience, that's your intention, but not needing it for you to feel happy, fulfilled, complete, joyful in the here and now in your life. So let's repeat the entire deletion again. In you, delete all of the influences, all of the beliefs, all the thought processes, all the judgments, the meanings that are causing you to need that somehow. Just delete all of that information all the way down to zero, into minus, negative, infinity, across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. That's feeling a lot more settled, which is a good thing. So you know that if you are needy towards something, you're actually pushing it away. So no fear, just let go of the neediness. And when you are neutral but have an intention towards something, then you have no resistance. It's almost like you have a complete open highway. It just comes to you easily. So now I want you to focus on your desired outcome, but from an inward perspective, from your inner world. So how do you want to be? How do you want to respond? How do you want to feel in your desired outcome? So what would you be like in your desired outcome? That is all that you can change. And that's all that you need to change in order to have everything and anything that you want in your life. So imagine, so it might be, I feel confident, I would feel self-loving, I would nurture myself, I would have fun, I would enjoy the simple pleasures in my life. I would feel confident that that person can't take away anything from me. Whatever it is for you, I would feel safe, secure. How would you want to be? What's your intention for your beingness? And just keep using those beautiful words to describe it to you, or if it's a picture, just enjoy the beautiful picture. And first, let's strengthen that new way of being in you, in your central energetic core, in your midline. Strengthen that, the resonance with that way of being, all the way up to 100% and infinite potential. Now I'm gonna scan your body again and just notice which part of your body, in or on top of your body, feels a tingling, feels relaxed, feels good somehow. It's the part of you that's already aligned with being that way that you want to be. That energy is already in alignment there. So just notice where it is and just very lightly put your attention there, in those sensations, in that part of your body. And when you put your attention there, more energy flows to it, and you don't have to do anything. It's just natural. So it's the where attention, energy goes, where attention, no, energy flows where attention goes. Yes, that's you're putting your attention there, so energy is flowing even more to that space, and just copying that alignment. So it's expanding just by you focusing in the sensations, in that place, in that space in your body. Yeah, so let's allow that beautiful energy to just keep on expanding and bringing in even more light into your body to just, help also dissolve everything else that is not of that high and aligned of the nature. You don't have to do anything, just keep on focusing on that good feeling place in your body and the sensations. Again, let's strengthen again your body, your central nervous system, to just pick up on the frequency of that energy, on the information that's there, the alignment information that's there, and just copy it throughout your entire body, throughout your entire aura, energy systems, so that you can resonate more and more and more with that new way of being that is natural for you. It's everything that's of a higher nature, it's something that's more aligned with who you truly are. So let's strengthen that alignment all the way up to 100% and infinite potential. And again, let's strengthen again your core energetic system, your central nervous system, your midline. Let's strengthen it with that beautiful light that's flowing to and through you to just very easily assimilate this new frequency of alignment and incorporate it in your life, in your new processes of thinking, in your new biochemistry, in your new way of presenting yourself to the world, in a new broadcast energy, emotions, frequencies that you are sending out into the universe. Let's strengthen that, and let's strengthen your central nervous system to do that too, and your midline all the way up to 100% in infinite potential. Okay, and then I'm going to let you bathe in that beautiful energy. Just keep enjoying it for as long as you want, and when you want to come back to an outward focus, just move around a little bit, wiggle fingers, toes, stretch, take a deep breath in, breath out, and you're back. Hope you enjoyed this, and if you want to clear even more on the same pattern or have a new pattern that you want to take care of, go through this again at another day. Sending you much love.